Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Dale Calvert. Hope you guys are doing awesome. I had not really planned on Periscope on Saturdays, but I decided to go ahead and share this with me because it's kind of bothering me a little bit. Appreciate you guys being here. Again, I hadn't planned on doing a Saturday, but I just wanted to go ahead and get this off my mind. A phrase I've seen in the industry in the last 30 days more than ever is the term mamas. Your mama's MLM it, your daddy's MLM it. Your mama's MLM, your daddy's MLM, that type of thing. And here's what people need to understand is if it wasn't for your mama's MLM, you wouldn't be doing it. You wouldn't have the opportunity to be messing up the industry like you are. If it wasn't for your mama and your daddy's network marketing MLM, you wouldn't be around. See, and listen, I understand what you're saying, and I understand why you're saying it, but I want you to just stop before you talk. You need to stop for a minute and think about what you're saying. The truth is, and see what these guys and gals are doing is they're saying, well, you don't have to do this and you don't have to do that, and you know, and I agree with there's a lot of that you don't need to do. It's all about the best use of your time. But the thing you need to understand, and the thing that we've got to really come to grips with as an industry is, see, we're in a mode right now where everybody's trying to find an easier, faster, quicker way to do it. And we're in what I call a methods mode. Everybody's looking for the method. Everybody's looking for the system. Everybody wants to be able to sit in front of their computer for 10 minutes every night, push a couple of buttons, and then the next day their PayPal account is filled with thousands of dollars. Okay, that's what people are looking for. And a lot of marketers that understand that's what people are looking for. That's absolutely what people are looking for. So let's tell them we have it even if we don't. And I believe the internet has been fabulous. I mean, look at us. Well, we're talking through an app now, but the internet has been fabulous to help us generate leads in the industry. But the internet is an addition to, it's not an instead of. And here's my main point today, and I promise you it's going to be worth you guys jumping on here. When you look at developing a network marketing organization, there's two very important factors. Number one are your systems, are your methods. And a lot of people equate that to, well, they're talking about how do I sponsor people. It's not just about sponsoring people, guys. It's about getting them in, keeping them in, and helping them move forward and progress. Helping them move forward and progress. Not just getting them in, and you make your little upfront commission. Who cares about that? I mean, that's not what this industry was founded upon. It's not what it's built upon. The long-term wealth creation power of network marketing is in direct proportion to the number of leaders that you can develop on your team. That's the deal, guys. That's where the power is going to come from. Okay, it has nothing to do with getting them in, or just getting them in. It has a lot to do with getting them in, but not just getting them in. Come on. And people that have that mentality, a lot of times they're just going to get as many into this deal as they can before they jump to the next deal. And then they're going to get as many in that deal as they can so they can make their upfront bonuses and commissions until they jump to the next deal. And it's just not right. It's not right. It's destroying the whole concept of what this industry is really all about. The most important point is methods. That's part of it. But the most important aspect of this business is mindsets. It's personal growth. It's personal development. Network marketing was started with the concept of a personal development program with a compensation plan attached. It was based upon wisdom of the ages principles from books like Think and Grow Rich and Psycho Cybernetics and the Bible, especially Proverbs. And that was the foundation on which this industry was built before I was even around it. And going into markets and teaching people mindsets like time management and like goal setting and like becoming aware of your self-talk changed people's lives. Those foundational principles. See, people would stay around because they were growing, because they were learning as human beings, they were learning as people. Jim Rohn said, never ask how much I'm making, always ask, what am I becoming? And that was the foundation on which the industry was built. That solid personal growth, personal development foundation. And now what happened in about mid-90s, 2000, you started seeing these hybrid type comp plans, and the mentality changed from the foundational principles to how do we do this quicker, faster, and easier. You know, you start seeing all these two-level play plans jump into the marketplace, and all this started happening, and we got in that mode of how can we do it quicker, faster, and easier, and then people started coming up with internet-based recruiting concepts, which there's our systems, which there's nothing wrong with those. Okay, but what we did, we took our focus and we forgot about the foundational principles on which this industry has been built. If you build people, people will build the business. Systems, recruiting systems, is never going to make someone successful long term. And you know, so everybody, well, it's not your mama's MLM, and it's like if it wasn't for your mama and if it wasn't for Amway fighting the government in the 70s, you wouldn't have the right to get on Periscope or YouTube or anywhere else and prove to the world that you don't have a clue what you're talking about. If it wasn't for your mama's MLM. And I could talk a lot more about this. And again, it's not that they're bad people. It's not. It's just, you know, we're all ignorant about a lot of things. All of us are. I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant about how to do a lot of things. But guys, your mama's MLM is the only reason you're here. And what your mama's MLM did in the 70s and in the 80s, it developed, and this is so important, it developed the next wave of leaders. And if it wasn't for that wave of leaders that exploded the network marketing industry in the 90s, none of us would be here. No modern day person would be here. So we have to understand that we are in the leadership development business. We're about touching people's lives. It's not just about a system to make money. You know, and again, that's where the mentality that so many people are coming from. They're out there trying to make money instead of building a solid, sustainable business. And the way you build a solid, sustainable business is by touching the lives of other people. So be thankful for your mama's MLM. This is Dale Calvert. I've written a lot of articles about this over at the MLMminute.com. Not the MLM Minute, sorry. The MLMhelp.com. You can just go in there and do a search for topics like leadership or leadership development principles. There's a lot of good information there that, honestly, as an industry, we need to get back to and understand. It's not just about, you know, I heard a guy last night, a friend of mine called, and he just got it. Oh, you got to watch it. You got to see that. And the guy said, well, I sponsored 300 people last week with my system, and I didn't talk to one person. Okay. So, are you admitting your ignorance, or are you bragging? Because I don't understand that. What does that mean? All that means is you make upfront commissions. So what? There's a lot of ways you can do that. And I'm not saying you have to talk to every person that you sponsor. It's better if you don't. But if you're going to develop a leader, if you're going to build people, you better get on the phone and start some communication with that person. And it's like, you know, and the person that I was talking to, was a friend of a friend of a friend. This person had never been in the industry before, and I said, here's what you got to understand. That guy that said that years ago when we owned a company would call into the home office and gripe and complain to our staff every day about something. Somehow, some way, over the last 10, 12 years, he's developed a huge list of followers. Not leaders, not people but followers. People that think that this person's going to take me to the promised land. And they follow him from deal to deal to deal to deal. So to sponsor 300 people, if you have a list of 300,000, just because and here's the thing, guys, just because somebody else did it does not mean that you're going to do it. Or just because somebody else didn't do it does not mean that you can't. But sometimes we have to stop and look behind the curtain a little bit and say, what the heck is really going on here? You know, and it just blows my mind. So, again, I've gone a little bit longer than I had planned to. I usually don't do these very long. I appreciate all the hearts, by the way. And, yes, I am going to come on one day, and I'm just going to answer your questions. If you have a question right now, you can go to MLMhelp.com, and there's a button at the top that says Ask Dale. And you can record right on your computer, and I'll be happy to answer anything that I can for you. But that we're just in a situation now, I personally, honestly, I think is very critical. And I've been saying for 15, 20 years, you know, we have to return to our roots in this industry. We have to understand there's a lot more to it than just creating recruiting systems and driving all these people to it. There's a lot more to the industry. Yes, that's an important part of it. Systems are critical. I've been a systems guy for years. But we cannot escape the roots of personal development, personal growth, personal responsibility, teaching people to be responsible for their actions, for their time management. We cannot escape teaching personal responsibility to people and teaching them the principles from books like Think and Grow Rich just to recruit them in the deal so we can make a $40 commission this month. And again, I could get in so much more detail on this. I'm not going to, but understand. 15 years ago, I wrote an article called Appeal to Mediocrity or Inspire Greatness. That's the question. Because that was the middle of let's figure out how to do this quicker, faster, and easier. And we started fighting the wrong problems. We started thinking there was something wrong with the comp plans, and we never realized, hey guys, we're not teaching people the proven success principles, wisdom of the ages of the past. And until we go back to the roots in which this industry was founded upon, it's just going to be a continuous stream of the newest, quickest, fastest, easiest way. The sheep are going to follow the guy or the girl to the slaughterhouse. They aren't going to be able to implement what the leader, quote unquote, is implementing. They'll try again. They'll try again. Some will try again, and then they'll leave the industry never to return. And it's our own fault. That's the path we're on. So, if you hear somebody say, hey, it's not your mama's MLM, maybe you should send them this video. We'll try to get it up on YouTube at some point or something. But guys, we got to get better just as leaders in this industry. We've got to get better at what we're doing. We got to start telling people the truth. And first we got to figure out, go back and look at the history of this industry. Look at the people. Look at what they were taught. Look why it grew to a point that people today get the opportunity to take advantage of it. It was that growth, guys. It was that leadership development that happened in the 70s and the 80s. And, you know, look at Herbalife. And again, Herbalife was, Jim Rohn was one of their main trainers. Herbalife, their system was real simple. Their system was use the product, wear the button, and tell your story. That was their training system. So what did they spend all their time on? They spent all their time talking about wisdom of the ages, success principles, right, that were the same 50 years ago and will be the same 50 years from now. The only question is, will, as an industry, we still be teaching, or will they be gone? Because that's not going to change. That is not going to change. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. We can go on and on and on, but until people get those concepts and understand that the real product in this industry is people, it's not some ingredients thrown in a can, that your real product is people. And if you want to build a business, then you better quit reading books about vitamins and herbs and start reading books on leadership. And until we return to those roots, that's, you know, talk about our new, golly, it drives me crazy. And it's sad. It's really sad. I'm going to let you go this Saturday. I get to go babysit my grandkids this afternoon. So Dawn and I are really excited about that. I'm going to meet an old friend that I saw him last month, but I hadn't seen him in years. I'm going to go have lunch with him, a guy that we worked with years ago. So I'm going to have a great Saturday. I hope you guys do as well. I will probably do another scope. I'm going to see what somebody's saying here. See, y'all, I appreciate y'all's messages. And see, the problem is when you get old, I can't read a thing. I see the purple. Who is that? Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Who? I can't see. I can't. But I appreciate that, guys. Thanks, Dale. Oh, that looks like. Is that Dave? Cool. Appreciate you guys, man. And see, I'm going to use this in the future just to communicate and catch up with people. But right now I'm just trying to see. Awesome, I appreciate that. I'm just trying to see if there's, because here's the deal, guys. I honestly believe that if the network marketing industry, it's Preston, hey buddy, if the network marketing industry doesn't turn to its roots, then it's going to be so convoluted between affiliate marketing, network marketing, directs. It's all going to just become one big pot that nobody's going to be able to function in, and that's my concern. So anyway, guys, have a great Saturday. I hope you have time to spend it with people that you love, and I'll talk to you probably again Monday. Appreciate you guys.